Hey guys, and welcome to the Lazy Lemon Creations podcast. My name is Lindsay. You can find me on Instagram as Lazy Lemon Creations, and you can find me on Ravelry as Lazy Lemon. This is my podcast all about anything crafty that I get into: knitting, crochet, cross stitch, yarn organization, as my vlog decided to show last week, and yeah, just everything that I get into. I live in the heart of the New River Valley with my husband and our 2 kids. My husband is upstairs and my 2 kids are at school. It is currently Friday. I don't have my phone on me. Oh well. Yay. It is currently Friday, March 27th, and it is about 9:30 in the morning. So let's go ahead and jump into this. Everything that I talk about will hopefully be linked down below in the description, my Ko-Fi, our GoFundMe, and any projects that I talk about, yarn, if I can link it, it will all be down there. So let's jump in. I have a few finished objects, so we'll start with that. Okay, the first finished object that I have, the ends are not woven in. That is the last thing I have to do, and I have to take the Progress Keeper off of it. But I have this granny square blanket that I was working on. The wonderfully tie-dyed looking, it's a pretty big blanket. It's wider, it's not wider than my arm span, but like it's wider than the camera view, so it's wide enough. And I did just a single crochet border along the edge of it, but I have like 3 ends to weave in on this, and I'm trying to find the Progress Keeper for the last time you guys saw it, and I probably went around this. There it is. I was like, I probably went around this entire blanket looking for it. Right there, that heart Progress Keeper was where I was the last time you saw it, and I crocheted all of that in order to finish the blanket. All of this in order to finish the blanket. This has been a 2-year project that I have worked on this blanket. I had put it down for a very long time, probably a good 1.5 years. So this blanket is a birthday gift for a little girl who loves pink but also loves tie-dye. So this is going to be her birthday gift, which is next week. She was born on April Fool's Day, but her party isn't until the following weekend. So I'm going to go ahead and take off my stitch marker here. I'm going to weave in those ends, like I said, and get this all packaged up to be the gift that it is. But that blanket was crocheted using Red Heart all-in-one granny square in the pink punch colorway. I used 3 skeins, Hank's cakes of that yarn, and I believe each one of those is 250 grams. So altogether it would have been 750 grams that I just knit out of my stash, crocheted out of my stash. And like I said, I was using a 5mm crochet hook. I used to be a Susan Bates only for my crochet hooks. I've recently tried the Clover Amour hooks. I like those. I like my furls. So I am not picky when it comes to the hook itself, just as long as it's comfortable. Different hooks offer me different comfort depending on what I'm making. Like a furls hook I don't like if the project's very heavy, because the hook is also very heavy. So I like my furls hooks for like hats. But I like my Susan Bates when I'm traveling, because I can find those at any Michaels or anything like that. So if I happen to lose it, I can replace it very simply. And the Clover Amours I like for when I'm home. The grip is very comfortable. I like it a lot. So that blanket is done. I'm very happy to get that out of my stash, and it gave me a boost of endorphins to get that finished. I started that blanket on April 7th, 2024, and I finished that blanket on March 25th, 2026. So when I say it was 2 years, it was almost 2 years to the day of that blanket being in the works. So I'm glad it's done. Now, the next project that I have is knit. It is my Freckled Whimsy. I've got both of them here on their sock blockers. It is the Freckled Whimsy Santa Paws colorway. This is the March, they're clapping together today. This is the March colorway for her Christmas club. This is year 2. And these earth tone colors, just, I love them so much. Now, neon orange is my favorite color whatsoever, but I am not a bright person in general. Like, I much prefer the dark and moody colors for aesthetics, but neon orange is my favorite color. I don't know, I'm weird. But these earth tones in here, like, you can see the browns, the blues, the greens. It's just, it's absolutely phenomenal. So for this sock, magic loop, 32-inch cable, 1.5, which is a 2.5 millimeter needle. I do a 20 row cuff of 2x2 knitting, a 30 row leg, slip stitch, heel flap and gusset, and then my foot and toe. These took a while. They took like 3 weeks because I started these on March 7th and I also finished these on the 25th as well. So Wednesday was just really productive for me with finishing some projects. But yeah, I love these. They are absolutely wonderful and I can't wait to wear them. So now I am just waiting on my April colorway, which should be in the mail this week. And therefore I can start those when they arrive and get those casted on. So I love my Freckled Whimsy yarn. So what else do I have? That's it for finished objects though. That's it. So now we are going to get into the WIPs that I have been working on, both while working on those socks and blankets and while just existing as well. So go ahead if you have a drink and take a drink. I am having an Alani today, this cherry bomb flavor. Sorry if you can hear me swallow. I don't like to hear people swallow, so I will edit that out if I can because I don't like to hear people swallow. It's a weird thing. But let's get into the WIPs that I've been working on. Okay, the first WIP that I have is not, I mean, it's not old, but you've seen it before. It is the black and green or aqua granny square blanket, and I am on the last row of black that I am adding into this blanket. Really, Lindsay? What are you doing? I don't even know. I don't even know what I'm doing anymore, to be honest, guys. There it is. I passed it. Of course I did. The last time you saw it, I was in a green section. So right there's that stitch marker. My Progress Keeper from Twin Mountain Handcrafts. I love their Progress Keepers. Finished the green section. I'm onto the black section. I do 4 rows of each color, which it's just alternating the 2 colors. I am on the last row of the black color, and then I will add in yet another green. This yarn is Mainstays yarn from Walmart. It's the anti-pill yarn, and I have to say it is very soft and is making a wonderfully squishy blanket. I have had 2 people, one of them being my sister, already say that she wants it, but I don't know if I want to give it up. So this blanket might just stay with me. It might be gifted, I'm not sure, but this is what I've been working on since finishing the pink granny square blanket. This one is also using a 5mm crochet hook just here at the house, and it sits right here with my recliner. I don't even put it in a project bag. It just sits with me, and that's what I grab whenever I feel the need to work on something. And well, I wouldn't say the last thing that I've been working on, but the thing that actually has progress to show is this corner to corner blanket that I am making as a gift. It's got some strings on it and it's upside down, but it's going to be an elephant. So I'm over halfway. I just turned the corner down here and it is going to be a baby blanket. It's kind of hard to see. yeah, I can't get the entire frame of it. But yeah, it's going to be a baby blanket, and it's going to be an elephant. And I am using I Love This Yarn from Hobby Lobby in Gray Smoke and Royal Blue. And I'm using a 5mm crochet hook because that's what I like. Now, I do like a 4mm crochet hook for thinner yarns, but those I work on typically in the summer and stuff like that. 5 and 4 and 4.5, that's my realm of comfort for the things that I like to crochet. The last thing that I have been working on is living in my Happy Little Yarn project bag. Again, my orange, I love it so much. And this is the Yarn Bee Sweet Delights in the Baby's Blue colorway. And it is my son's, hold on, I'm tangled up here. I am tangled up here. It's my son's muscle burrow. So I have finished the crown on the hat. And now I have, this progress keeper was not in the right spot. No. Okay. I have to go back. Oh, I see what it is. I moved it out of the way when I was picking up stitches. So hold on a second. I see the 2 stitches that it was in previously. I was going to say, I knew I wouldn't have moved it too far, but I did. I moved it far, but in the same row, because I can see those 2 stitches. So anyway, that's the progress that I've made on it. Not even like a fingernail's width on this hat, but this is knit using ChiaoGoo red lace 16-inch needles. It's a size 2, which is a 2.75mm hook, and that yarn is so soft and it is so delightful, as the name says. But that is going to be a hat for my son. His favorite color is blue, and that is getting its progress. So that's it for WIPs. That's all that I've been working on here. As my vlog showed, I have so much Felici. And when I say so much, I mean, I went through this cubic shelf behind me, and I actually brought down the other one from upstairs and decided that I was going to organize the yarn and get it all set up so that I could work through the Felici yarn that I had. And in doing so, it was a 6-hour day that I filmed and edited down to an hour and a half of me putting that yarn over there. It was crazy. My kids are in it. It was just an entire day. Last week was spring break, so they wanted to help. So they're in the video, so go check that out. But I knew where it was. But organizing the yarn really put a spark into wanting to do the Felici. So I set these aside, and now that I have finished with my Freckled Whimsy socks, I am going to cast on the Buddy colorway today. I spun the wheel, I want to say, probably back in December. I mean, I could probably look at my notes here and tell you when I spun the wheel for the Buddy yarn, but yeah, it's just been, it's been crazy. Yeah. Hey, there we go. Yeah, it looks like it was episode 46. So episode 45 or 46 was when I spun that wheel in order to figure out which Felici socks were going to be next. And this is episode 49, which for me means that it's probably been 2 months. So we are going to cast those on today, probably while editing this episode. So y'all will see more socks as I work on them. So I'm excited for that. But that's it for knitting and crochet. Next is reading and watching in life, and I'm wrapping it up. So for reading and watching, I have been reading Heir of Fire, which is the 3rd or 4th book in the Throne of Glass series. It depends on where you put Assassin's Blade in that series. But the reason why for me it's book 4 was because I read Assassin's Blade third. It's called the Throne of Glass series, not the Assassin's Blade series. So I don't read Assassin's Blade first. But yeah, I am reading Heir of Fire. I am 68% through with that book. I'm reading that mostly at night, sometimes during the day, like I said last week with spring break. So the kids were home, which made it very difficult to do all the things, honestly, with the kids being home. But then Emrys ended up getting sick in the middle of spring break there, and he ended up getting flu and RSV. So we ended up in the hospital with him to treat for that. So it has been, we spent 2 nights in the hospital and got to come home on the 3rd day. So he doesn't like that. He doesn't like when we have to stay in the hospital. He likes to be at home. Something we are getting him and his sister for Easter so that it can make hospital stays a little bit easier. They have a Switch game system at the hospital that is a console that the kids get to play when we go and visit our clinic and our team. And me and my husband, we are going to get them a Switch for Easter. So hopefully it will make visits to the hospital a little bit more comforting knowing he can have that game all the time. So, by the way, he likes Minecraft and he likes Mario Kart. He likes to race. So that's what we're planning on getting them. Yeah. And that's basically it. I've been watching Supernatural on TV when I do get the chance when the kids aren't home. And I've been just watching YouTube. But other than that, that is all I've been doing. So this is the end of March. This is the last episode that I will have in March. Next week's episode will be April, probably April 1st, if I can record and get everything done on Wednesday, which is when I like to do things. So that's it for me. I hope you guys have a blessed and wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Bye.